A year ago, I was standing in front of my bathroom mirror wondering what happened to my hair. It wasn't horrible, but it definitely wasn't giving what I thought it should be giving. My roots got greasy way too fast, my ends looked dry no matter how much conditioner I used, and every time I brushed my hair, it felt like enough strands were coming out to make a whole new wig. Meanwhile, every girl on TikTok somehow had shiny, thick, healthy hair that looked like it belonged in a shampoo commercial. And for the longest time, I thought they just won the genetic lottery. I thought maybe some girls were simply born with good hair and the rest of us just had to accept whatever we got. But after spending months researching hair growth, scalp health, hair damage, and honestly making a lot of mistakes myself, I realized something that completely changed how I approached my hair. Most girls do not have a hair growth problem. They have a hair retention problem. Their hair is growing, but it's breaking faster than they can keep it. And that's exactly why today I'm going to share the habits that transformed how my hair looked and felt. Plus, stay until the end because I'm going to share my personal hot girl hair rules. These are simple rules that completely changed my hair game, and they're probably the most valuable part of this entire video. Now, before we talk about products, oils, masks, and all the fun stuff, we need to talk about something nobody wants to hear. Your hair is built from the inside out. I know that's not as exciting as hearing about some miracle serum that promises Rapunzel hair overnight, but it's the truth. Think about it this way. Your hair follicles are tiny factories working 24 hours a day. And just like any factory, they need raw materials. If you're constantly skipping meals, surviving on iced coffee, energy drinks, and random snacks from your bag, your body isn't getting what it needs to build strong, healthy hair. In fact, hair is one of the first things your body starts neglecting when nutrients are low because your body cares more about keeping your brain and organs functioning than giving you glossy hair. Kind of rude, honestly. This is why so many girls notice increased shedding after periods of restrictive dieting or stressful semesters at school. Protein, iron, healthy fats, zinc, and vitamins all play a huge role in keeping your hair healthy. And no, this doesn't mean you need some perfect clean girl diet. It just means your hair deserves actual nutrients instead of surviving entirely on caffeine and vibes. Another thing I completely underestimated was hydration. I used to think drinking water was one of those generic wellness tips people threw around because they had nothing else to say. But then I noticed something interesting. Whenever I was consistently hydrated, not only did my skin look better, but my hair felt softer and less brittle. Water won't magically make your hair grow faster overnight, but healthy hydration supports your scalp and helps maintain hair elasticity. Think of a dry plant versus a watered plant. That's basically your hair. Now let's talk about what might be the most underrated part of healthy hair. Your scalp. One of the simplest habits that helped me was taking a few minutes to gently massage my scalp while shampooing. Studies suggest scalp massage may help improve circulation around hair follicles, and even if it doesn't instantly turn you into a hair growth goddess, it feels amazing and encourages you to actually pay attention to your scalp health. Speaking of scalp health, can we please stop taking hair advice from people whose scalp is completely different from ours? Somewhere along the way, social media convinced everyone there was one perfect wash schedule. Some people say washing every day ruins your hair. Others say washing once a week is the secret. The reality is that your scalp doesn't care about trends. If your scalp gets oily after 3 days, wash it. If it stays fresh longer, great. Healthy hair routines are personal. What works for your favorite influencer may be a disaster for you. Now here's something I wish someone had told me years ago. Stop fighting your natural hair texture. I swear every generation of girls chooses a different hair trend to obsess over. First, everyone wanted pin straight hair, then beach waves, then giant blowouts, then heatless curls. And while experimenting can be fun, constantly forcing your hair to become something it isn't often leads to unnecessary damage. The healthiest hair I've ever had was when I started working with my natural texture instead of treating it like an enemy. Which brings us to one of the biggest hair thieves in existence. Heat damage. I know, nobody wants to hear this. Especially when the curling iron is right there looking cute. But here's the thing. A lot of girls say they only use heat a couple times a week. That sounds harmless until you realize that's over 100 heat styling sessions every year. Over time, those sessions add up. Heat damage doesn't always show up immediately. It sneaks in gradually through increased frizz, rough texture, split ends, and dullness. If you use heat, use a heat protectant every single time. Not most of the time, every time. Future you will be grateful. Another sneaky source of damage is tension. We need to talk about the slick back bun. Look, she's iconic. She's cute. She's practical. But wearing super tight hairstyles every day isn't doing your hairline any favors. Constant pulling can contribute to breakage and stress on the hair. Try mixing in claw clips, loose braids, low buns, and soft scrunchies. Your edges deserve peace too. Now here's where things started getting really interesting for me. My overnight routine. Most people spend 8 hours sleeping and never think about what that means for their hair. Imagine rubbing your favorite sweater against a rough surface for 8 hours straight every night. That's basically what friction can do to your hair. Switching to a satin pillowcase and sleeping with my hair in a loose braid made a noticeable difference in tangles and breakage. It's one of those changes that sounds too simple to matter until you try it. And while we're talking about breakage, can we discuss aggressive brushing? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're running late. Your hair is tangled. You grab a brush and decide today is the day you're going to win this battle. Except the only thing losing is your hair. Being gentle while detangling can make a huge difference over time. Start at the ends and work your way up. It takes slightly longer, but your strands will thank you. Now I know some of you are waiting for me to reveal the magical product that changes everything. The truth is a little less exciting. Most healthy hair routines are surprisingly boring. Consistency beats hype almost every time. Instead of chasing every viral product, focus on the basics. A good shampoo, a conditioner that works for your hair type, a weekly hair mask, a leave-in conditioner if your hair needs extra moisture, and a heat protectant. That's it. Healthy hair usually comes from doing simple things consistently rather than constantly starting over with new products. One thing that shocked me was learning that trimming your hair can actually help it appear longer over time. I used to avoid trims because I thought every inch cut off was setting me back. But damaged split ends eventually travel upward, causing more breakage. Sometimes cutting a little helps you keep a lot more length in the long run. And finally, we need to talk about stress. Because your hair absolutely knows when you're stressed. Have you ever noticed that after a major exam season, breakup, move, or stressful period, your hair suddenly starts shedding more a few months later? That's not your imagination. Stress can push more hair follicles into a resting phase, leading to increased shedding later on. It's one more reminder that taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's literally part of taking care of your hair. Now, if you've made it this far, it's time for the hot girl hair rules I promised at the beginning. Rule number 1, never sleep with soaking wet hair. Rule number 2, protein is a beauty product. Rule number 3, heat protectant is not optional. Rule number 4, stop comparing your natural hair to girls wearing extensions. Rule number 5, protect your hair while you sleep. Rule number 6, focus on scalp health as much as hair length. Rule number 7, consistency beats expensive products every single time. Rule number 8, healthy hair grows, but protected hair stays. And rule number 9, the most important rule of all, be patient. Hair transformations don't happen in a week. They happen through hundreds of small decisions repeated consistently over months. Because the truth is, the girls with amazing hair usually aren't doing one magical thing. They're doing 100 little things right. They're nourishing their bodies, protecting their strands, taking care of their scalps, and staying consistent long enough to see results. So if your hair feels dry, frizzy, thin, damaged, or lifeless right now, don't panic. Your current hair is not your forever hair. 6 months from now, if you start implementing these habits today, you could be looking in the mirror wondering why you ever believed your hair couldn't change. And trust me, that's a pretty amazing feeling. So that's it for today. See you in the next one.